Hi, this is Emnel from One Old Gamer, and we are back as Japan in Hearts of Iron 4. Let's just go straight to business on pause. We need to power through some of the research, and then a few more focuses, and until we'll be able to finally start preparing ourselves for war. What we are also waiting for is Spanish Civil War. Oh, well, speaking of the devil. Alright, so it is an interesting decision if we want to send units there. First of all, it will cost us some equipment. Well, if we'll be fighting. But the bigger problem here is the fact that we can't just recall our troops home before the war starts, because well, we will be deciding when it starts. They will return home 2 weeks after the war is already underway. So we'll basically we'll sacrifice them for a little bit. What we can, however, gain is a lot of. Oh my! Okay, so now I remember. But since they haven't finished yet, it's not a big issue. I wanted to include a regiment of artillery here, and we'll use this. This is going to be problematic because we don't have much in terms of artillery just yet. But well, if that will be a problem, we'll just keep producing that first. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But we want some of those a bit more powerful brigades with artillery. Right, back to the topic. We will be able to get some much needed army experience, but then again, we don't have the equipment or production capabilities to actually use most of that experience. All we could use is further upgrade our marine divisions, get another template, number 3 this time, and that template would include recon cavalry, basically, not even support artillery. Well, actually, I think I made a mistake. I should have. I think I will, for the sake of recon company, send some volunteers, and in that case I shouldn't have used the. Okay, let's see how many we can send, and who's going to be our guy? I think this is going to be our guy, the best guy we have. I think we can send 3. It's based off our number of actual divisions that we have, and we can send 3. Perfect. That will generate 1.3 threat, which is actually a serious consideration for us, since we want to go to 2 wars on top of starting a war with China. But I think we can. I think it's worth it for the sake of those. Basically, for the sake of well, recon, I'd say. Especially since we've been quite heavily producing support equipment with 6 factories. Alright, let's send them then. Send volunteers right here. Alright, they should arrive there in 2 weeks. And we'll have something to do. Our goal there is actually not to win as much as do some fighting that won't cost us much equipment, basically. And this way we want to. Alright, spiritual mobilization. What we want to go for now is Imperial Austerity. That will cut our consumer goods factories needs by 5%. In this case, that will mean we will save 2 or 3 factories. based on how it will count it, which is a very good thing, because we'll actually need to use some of our construction to produce some infrastructure in Manchuria before our war. Particularly, I think we'll go for 2 ports, the 2-port level here, because most of our supply will go through this port. Alright, our divisions arrived in Lyon. Let's slow things down. Where do we want to put them? We don't want to fight basically, we don't want to fight in mountains for these reasons. Let's push into Catalonia, I guess. Those are hills, those are plains, there are some... Alright, let's put you here, guys. How's our production? Slowly but surely. And how's our artillery needs? 65 days. Well, that's okay. It's a bit worse here, as you can see. There will be a few more garrison divisions to axe, I feel. You know what? I think we want to axe just a few more. Not those. And here. I'm pretty sure there is there isn't a way to stop them from reinforcing, because that would be very helpful. As you can see, this one is wasting our weapons. It's despite the fact that we prohibited it still reinforces using our weapons. Let's leave this one alive for now. Okay, so what we want is put upgrades ahead of reinforcements, basically. That will make our divisions that actually use are supposed to use weapons 1 receive those earlier. If I did my math correctly, we should have most of our weapon 1s by the start of the war. It doesn't look good for now, but especially since we are actually building some units as well, but we should be alright, because production will get a bit higher in a bit, mostly at the very end. Alright, we are already waiting for look at that, those are pretty... As you can see, those Republican divisions actually start with a very low strength, either due to a lack of equipment or manpower. Unlike the nationalist Spain, well, most of the time, some of them are pretty low too, but almost all of them are full strength. That's a serious advantage for the nationalists here. Let's do that and do some fighting. We are fighting in hills here, which is not ideal. We do have the air superiority though, and our general is much better. We'll be taking some losses, but it's alright. What we want is this tasty army experience. Let's say at least 10 of that ASAP. Basic machine tools. Next choice is obviously concentrated industry. We don't want dispersed, because if we are being heavily bombed, that means we are in a deep shit anyway, and we actually don't have that much space for our factories on our island, and we need much more. If we manage to get China fairly early, our supply of civilian factories will become a significant one, and that will mean. Okay, let's hope that those guys will. Well, apparently they won't. Okay, let's try to push in here anyway. Okay, so they just retreated, being afraid of encirclement. What was I saying? Okay, let's delete this. Let's closer this. We don't want you guys to start to redeploy. I'm leaving it for there's some remnants of preparation bonuses they can get, but I wouldn't. There never will be anything to write home about, mostly because we are actively trying to fight all the time. Oh, the the mistake I've made, I mentioned earlier, but I think I didn't explain, is that I should have probably went with artillery support rather than actual artillery, because I wouldn't sacrifice combat width. It uses less actual artillery pieces, and the soft attack bonus is almost as good. It's a good good support brigade, so I should have went with that first. But then again, now I remember that we are actually going for Superior Firepower, which will increase soft attack of our frontline artillery, which isn't that bad either. So let's. Actually, that's probably a good choice. We will be using some mass assaults on specific provinces when combat width will be an issue. Which well, we have to live with, but we will also use but in later stages of our war, especially in China and beyond, we will mostly use big combat lanes of big front lines of one division per front line and things like that. So. We want to encircle them? No, we won't. We don't. I don't want to. Those are mountains, right? Yes, those mountains. Yes, there are mountains. We don't want to go to mountains. Into the mountains. Oh, here's the mountains as well. Oh well, we'll live with that. Let's. Didn't tell you to attack. Go attack this guy. Yes, attack this guy. That's even better. Okay, do we want? Okay, what are our traits and are we actually learning here? Not much apparently. Are you sure you aren't getting anything here? Not hill fighting, not anything really. Oh. I guess the fact that you are high level already and situation when we are only using 2 divisions isn't helping, right? Alright, so we are encircling Barcelona in no time. I think we'll actually try our hand in combat in assaulting the city here. What do we have there? Not much, and they are pretty low strength, so let's actually nope. Let's continue here. Should have waited with that, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect our combat abilities. As you can see, the difference in organization, only the difference in strength does. Alright. At home, nothing new really. Around September, we want to start making battle plans and whatnot. Here we're waiting for. Actually, we are waiting for infantry equipment, not for artillery, which is interesting. Starting to get worried about that, but we don't really have any more military factories to spare, so it will have to suffice. But I'm pretty sure we'll be bleeding separate equipment in no time anyway. Are you getting Let's see. Nope, no trade. Though I think sometimes this interface is bugged, perhaps he will. Oh, no, I believe that they should get their experience while in the fighting in while leading volunteers. So that's not it, I believe. But I think this interface, this part of interface that shows how far along you are in learning new traits isn't always showing when it should. Look at that, they're mostly dying through to strength. Yeah, as you can see, we aren't taking almost any damage here. This is a perfect kind of fight for us. Imperial austerity. Perfect. That. And now I think we are going straight for industrial effort. We want to only do 3 more focuses before the war. We could actually go for this one, and I would consider it if not for the war with war in Spain and the amount of experience we are getting there. The land doctrine bonuses would be nice, but fact of the matter is we won't get beyond this one anyway till the war starts, and this is a decent bonus, but not as important that we want to sacrifice free civilian factories so early on. So let's go with that. As you probably recall, our main issue is crippled by economy, our production crippled by death. Oops, let's reassign you guys. Okay, let's destroy this thing. Well, actually, we don't want them to have any of those now, because we are fighting 24/7, so they have no chance of gaining any planning bonuses anyway, so that's a waste of time. And potential problem if they decide to strategically redeploy where they are not needed. Alright, we wrap this packet up. Let's wait a little bit to regain. They want to fight there. Yeah, it seems like a good choice with all the instruments and whatnot. And they have low strength as well, so that those will be fights with very few losses, which is always beneficial. Only one here, and I guess to the... oh, yep. You can start moving your way here. Those are hills. Those are hills as well, I believe. Right, those are mountains, so we don't want to go there. Here we have hills again, and well, seems like a huge open bit of front line. Let's actually redeploy to Zaragoza. Like, truly redeploy. There seems to be nothing to stop them. Alright, a construction. Huh, now is the question. We do have resource issues, so excavation seems like an obvious choice, but then again we won't gain much because our basic income in resources isn't good either. So if we are lucky, we get one +1 oil. I don't think we will, because that's not how math works. It should round it down. On the other hand, we'll probably get 1 of aluminium from our 6. Perhaps we'll round it up. Who knows? Only real benefit from this is the steel. So it will help our naval production a little bit. So let's reconsider what else we can go for. We can go for radio, which will increase our reinforcement rate and ability to basically support our attacks, which is an important thing in war with huge front lines and infantry, and that's what we will be doing. we can start on our support equipment. And this is one of the techs we'll be doing very shortly, but we can also wait for our mechanical computing to finish. Not actually, no, we will start the support weapons, because by the time those finish, we'll have another level of industry techs to research. We will leave without radio for now, survive somehow, but this bonus is very significant because your basic reinforced time chance is 2% per hour, and that jumps it to 7, and allows us to start researching signal companies, but we'll have to live without that. We may also consider getting logistical and logistical companies and field hospitals, but I don't think we can at the moment afford it, both in ways of production and research, and also for the same reason while we were making those additional division templates, that we can't train our units due to equipment shortages, and adding any of those would land our divisions at green training level, which makes those things not worth it. They would be very helpful for new divisions, but then again, the production shortages and equipment shortages. Which leads us to the conclusion we arrived at earlier. We want to have support weapons by the time we go to war. Well, another choice is, I guess, better artillery, but we don't have that much artillery yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Here we go. And another benefit of this tech is that it will end around the end of the year, and we'll be able to use it for some new 1937 tech. Okay, we redeployed here. We are waiting for our organization. Here we are fighting. This is great stuff. Barely any damage. Perfect. I want 10. Well, the thing is that, well, we are going to war, so we'll have a metric fact on. I'm sorry, that's just a scientific term of experience, especially compared to anyone else in the world so early on. Except perhaps US, if it would do some massive land lease or something else, but I doubt they would, because believe it or not, land lease actually grants you army experience. We could consider doing that, but well, equipment shortages, as always. Alright, we finished this. I think that they'll wrap those guys up. Those are just heals, so let's actually redeploy. I think I'm saying actually a bit too much. I will try to fight that. Games of 11th Olympiads. The 11th Olympic Games were held in Berlin, Germany. Attended by athletes from 49 different nations across the world, the 1936 Summer Olympics are the first in history to have enjoyed limited live television coverage. The Games were a significant propaganda victory for the German regime, which spent lavishly on the event. German athletes saw the most success, winning 33 gold medals, while the Americans came in second with 24. 4 of those were won by Jesse Owens, the single most successful athlete of the Games. Alright, let's wait for that. Here we go. Yes, let's fight for this. Once again, our main goal here is not to win Spain for Franco. I couldn't care less about that, but to do a lot of fighting, and by the extension get a lot of experience. and possibly fight with things that have low strength, so they can't hurt us too much. Oh. And those things wouldn't be an armored division from the U. This is less than ideal, but alright. USSR armored division. We'll escape if need be. Alright, what's here? Okay, so we are still producing that. We're actually stalled here, but I think we are close to the limit we will have anyway by the time the war starts. Well, mostly waiting for equipment. I think it's okay. How many of those divisions we still have? 16. I think axing 6 more will be worth it since, as you can see, our research is stalled by the. Oh, those are shitty ones too. I bloody missed them. Good grief. What about those? Those are alright. Alright. That was lucky. Must have been blind, not sure. I vividly remember doing it all like 3 times. Wondering how much I'm boring my viewers. Looks like Republicans are striking back in quite a few locations. It's interesting. This may still go either way. I think we're actually getting our asses kicked a little bit around here. 7. Need 2.5 more. And do your fighting. Soon we should be thinking about setting. Let's. Oh right, this is those are our new productions, which makes them a bit weird. Right, so this destroyer will be new fleet that will send to here and join with one of our capital fleets, and this thing, how many U-boat fleets we have? 8, so this will be the 9th. A small one, but very fearsome, I assume. Here we go. Alright, let's on pause, continue play a bit more with the Spanish. And we're getting too beaten up here. 38, well, this guy isn't getting beaten up at all. You know what, let's bail, actually. Where's my last division? You, and where are you? Oh, here, yeah, alright. Not that him, I was pretty sure I had 2 of my divisions there. Do you want to fight they have low strength? Sure. Perfect. Here is the same, and here's the same. Perfect. All fighting with the low strength divisions. Not producing any planes. I'm still in 2 minds about it, but let's try it. I think either going with 1 or 2 factories producing them wouldn't be a bad idea, but still we wouldn't be able to produce enough to make a real difference when it comes to air coverage, air superiority. Enough bonuses are provided based on how well are you able to cover the whole region with your planes, and we basically don't have enough planes and wouldn't have enough planes to to go beyond 40%. Oh, look at that. Well, this is less than ideal. Huh. Oh well. So we... I wonder, should we do some training? Problem with training is that it provides little to no experience. I think we can't afford it basically, and yes, that's what it boils down to. We have huge infantry equipment shortages as it is. That was fairly interesting. I was doing well, maybe not all I could, but quite a lot not to win this war, or at least not to make it worse. And this is pretty bad for us for a number of reasons. I think we'll need to adjust. Normally what I would do is wait with use first 150 political power to get war economy, and then start wars with both Siam and Netherlands. Justify the war goals. But if we wait for war with China, that will reach 25%, and Netherlands will be guaranteed by the... oh man, this is bad. Alright, Siam is mostly being ignored. I've seen it not being guaranteed even after 25%. So I think what we are going to do is risk this, because we need Sumatra, we need Netherlands, and hopefully it will generate before they will start. Oh, this is very risky. That early peace was awful for us. Basically, I think I have done too much there. I shouldn't have. I should have actually sit on my ass and even not send out volunteers there. That was bad. I think my contribution wasn't huge, but was probably significant enough, and that will bite us in the ass. Once again, if this crosses 25%, democracies will start. Basically, France and UK will start guaranteeing independence of other nations, and they are very likely to guarantee the Netherlands if anything happens within oh my, within last 200 till April. That may even make us oh man, I think we are in a world of trouble. Chinese border incident, I think, produces one world tension. It will be changing 0.5 per month. We can, I think, perhaps handle it. Well, we wanted to start the war in 140 days by taking those two things. Well, if the well, if they will be guaranteed, we won't be able to go to war. I'm afraid, because with both France and UK, no, that would be too much of a strain on us. We'd have to garrison everything. Massive pain in the ass. And well, their navies are actually at least twice as strong than us together. Well, discounting that on the fact that their AI would probably still win, but it would be an issue. That's a problem, and well, we basically can't handle the Brits just yet. They would have quite a big presence here, so we are actually risking wasting a 50 political power early on a veteran for that Netherlands gambit, which probably isn't a good idea, but I think we really need Netherlands. We really need that oil. So let's just roll with it. With that on that cheerful note, let's end this episode and see you in a bit.